The conclusion to the LGBT love story Heartstopper is out now on Netflix. I've seen it. Let's talk about it. Hey, welcome back to the video, a brand new movie review. Today I'm talking all about Heartstopper Forever. It's on Netflix right now. Before I start talking about it, as always, a friendly reminder, these are just my thoughts. Don't have to dictate whether or not you stream it at home. You might stream it something totally different to me. That's okay. Movies not made to cater for everyone. Without further ado, let's start talking about it. And I love Heartstopper. I think it's a beautiful series. I've not read the comics. I've got them since watching Heartstopper. But I think it's a beautiful series, and you know, for me personally, it's very much, it's helped me to be more comfortable within my own sexuality, being bisexual myself. So it's a very beautiful series, I think, and I think that's had an effect on a lot of young people who are also part of the LGBT community. However, for me, I actually think this film lost its charm a little bit. I don't think it was quite as good as the series. And I know, I'm very aware that the film is based on the book and the comics and, you know, the novels that aren't necessarily Heartstopper. Like, you've also got the Charlie and Nick comic books and those ones as well. So I get that the film is a reflection of the books. So in which case, this is also a slight reflection and review on the books itself. It's basically a review on the final story of Heartstopper. And I really enjoyed it. You know, I'm not gonna take away from it. It's really good. It's really good, and I think what's nice about Heartstopper is these characters have got older, and the stories have kind of matured a bit more. We get into more kind of serious topics. You know, we saw that in the last series with Charlie, and I think, you know, now we're getting on to more not adult themes, but more mature themes. You know, as you know, a relationship grows and it gets more mature, so do these characters, and that's exactly what it's doing, and I think it's a really good reflection. I think it's more of an exaggerated style in the way that this is not necessarily how you should communicate, but it's a great example of the way in which flaws will happen, and people that you love will have flaws that you never knew about, and you know, as you grow as a person and in the relationship, you know, you get to know the other person a bit more, and you get to know, you know, what things do and don't work. And I think it's a great way and a great message for young people, whether it's an LGBT relationship or it's not, to communicate, work on your troubles and fix things. Do you know what I mean? And this is a really beautiful message. I think it's a bit gutting that they kind of side parked, is that the right term? I don't know. They put to the side, you know, Tao and Ellie, you know, and all of these kind of big characters that had massive stories within the series. They did seem a little bit of an afterthought within the film, and I get it. You've got an hour and 50-minute runtime compared to over the course of a series, which is what normally 3 or 4 hours that you have in total across the screen time. So I get in a series you have more time to put towards these characters, whereas in a film you don't. But I think that's kind of what made Heartstopper, the fact that you have all of these LGBT relationships going on at once, that you know, you're following all of them at the same time. Whereas this one is mainly solely focused on Nick and Charlie, which is great because this is a conclusion to the Heartstopper stories and a conclusion to the Nick and Charlie story. But yeah, I think that's kind of what took me out of Heartstopper a little bit this time. But other than that, I loved it. It's still got the same charm, it's still got the same wholesomeness, and it's still got the same message that all of the other ones have. Although this time, like I say, it's in a more mature and on a different sort of level, because we're talking about more mature themes and dealing with more mature things. And I think that's kind of what's really beautiful about this series, is it hasn't stayed stagnant, and what was relevant then for a certain age group is now moving on and giving a more relevant story. And then the age group that was too young for Heartstopper now moves on to the first series of Heartstopper, and you know, and as they grow up, they can move on and move on and move on. And I think that's really what's beautiful about Heartstopper, and I think it's a really informative, educational story that's brought a lot of people together. And I think this conclusional film is absolutely no different. I think it really, really is beautiful. Yes, I will be the hands up high and argue that yes, I do think that this film has lost its charm a little bit. But I think it's because we're seeing Heartstopper in a different form, and in a form that we've not seen it before, in this case, a film. But, you know, I think it's really beautiful. I think the relationships that are formed and the actors that play it have really matured and really worked on the characters, as you can see throughout each instalment of Heartstopper that we've got. So I think this is a very worthy conclusion, and I think a really nice farewell to Heartstopper. And I have to say, I'm not going to spoil it, but Nick Nelson did a lot of things that I wasn't expecting, as did a lot of other people that I saw on Letterboxd, especially not on my bingo card for 2026. I'll leave that there. But there you go, there's my thoughts on Heartstopper Forever. It's streaming on Netflix right now. As always, before I wrap this movie review, what do I rate it out of 10? I'm giving this a very solid 8 out of 10. I really, really enjoyed it, being able to watch it with my partner one last time. Last installment of the Heartstopper franchise. Very, very nice. So there you go. There's my thoughts on Heartstopper Forever. Like I say, streaming on Netflix right now. In the description below is the link to the movie trailer, movie plot, as well as a link to my movie review playlist. It features every single movie review that I've ever done. There's more to come soon. And I know I've not been to the cinema in 19 days since I last saw Minions. So it's not that I've seen films and not done movie reviews on them. I've just not been to the cinema. So I've still not seen Moana. I'm off to Disneyland Paris today, as you can tell. So I don't know when I'm going to catch Moana. So whether I do a movie review on that or not, I don't know. But Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man film with Tom Holland, is coming out very, very soon. A brand new day. I'll be seeing that on day of release, and you'll hear my thoughts on that very, very soon. Other than that, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you in another video, and hopefully another movie review very soon.